Welcome back to Off the Field. Today, we're sitting down with Ansley Meza to talk about her soccer career and how she got started, the setbacks she faced, and how she overcame them. She opens up about battling 2 major injuries and how she viewed them as a challenge from the Lord that made her into the person she is today. It is an inspiring conversation, and we hope you enjoy.
Welcome to the podcast. How's your life been lately, especially after the recent recovery from your injury you had to go through?
Life is going good. I'm doing rehab twice a week now, so I'm starting to run, getting touches on the ball. I think probably like in 2-3 weeks I could possibly get back to practicing with my team again. Um, Other than that, school's been good. Relationship's good. I just got back from the weekend from spending time with my family, so
That's really cool.
yeah, I have more off time to like spend with them and doing like the stuff I enjoy.
How did you How did you get that injury?
So it was during my game. It was like a 50-50 ball. So like I was trying to like clear it out. She was like wanting to like shoot the ball. So it was my MCL. They said it was like a degree, like 3 something, like, because it was my MCL, PCL, and meniscus. So they only did like repaired my MCL though. But yeah, it was during the game, during the season. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you feel that this most recent injury has been somewhat of a blessing in disguise because you've gotten closer with your family?
Yes, for sure. I was really devastated about it, obviously, because the season was going good. I was playing very well. Like I was pretty confident, and just like this injury, it has very kind of like humbled me in a way. Like not everything is soccer. So it definitely brought me closer with like my friends because they obviously had to like take care of me more and just like be there for me. Which I greatly like appreciate because I had I have a very good like community around me, very good people. So I'm very blessed for that. But yeah.
So tell us, when did you first fall in love with soccer? What made you say, you know what, I want to follow this sport for the rest of my life?
So I have 2 older brothers. They both played soccer, and my dad was their coach. So ever since, yeah, I just grew up watching them. So I've always like had that desire in my heart to like, oh, I want to play soccer too. So ever since then, I was like 3 years old when I started, and ever since then, I've just continued playing. And my dad was my coach for the start of my soccer career, and I just realized that I've gotten better, and I was like, wow, like I can actually, like this could be like my dream, like I could, actually do this.
Yeah.
And so just being able to play at the collegiate level is just a blessing overall because um I just never would have thought like I could.
Based
So
off of that, I guess I could like basically say it's probably your dad, but was there a specific coach or a player that really inspired you to go on? Like, was it your brothers? Was it your dad? Or was it someone that you, outside of that, like, yes, your brothers and your dad got you into the sport,
mhm.
but was there someone who really inspired you to want to go the college route?
Yeah. See, so I was not aware of like really the college like recruiting process, like I was introduced by it like very late. But I would say, like just my parents, like they sacrificed a lot for me, and because I did club as well, so just it was very expensive, time consuming.
Lots of traveling.
Yes, very. And
A big
uh
commitment.
yes, very, like they put like everything into it. And out of my brothers, I would say that they really didn't do club like me, like how I did. So it was just like wanting to do it for them as well. And especially my parents, like they spent their money and time and just for me to be happy. So I would say then like I wanted to accomplish however like much I could for them. So
Yeah, because I
yeah.
had a friend growing up who she also played club sports, and I remember she'd always be out of town because she's
Yeah.
always going somewhere, always
Hmm.
How did that affect like your life growing up? Did that ever like was there ever any like downsides of like always having to travel for sports, or did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but it would be a bummer because I would miss out like on family parties or like birthday parties.
Hmm.
Um, not being able to go to like the football game or something, like just little stuff like that. Um, but it wasn't until like in high school, like I was obviously wanting to be with my friends more. And so there was times that like I didn't even want to go to practice because I was just like, oh my goodness, like I have practice, like
Hmm.
it's kind of annoying. But um that was just me being, like whatever, just young and like wanting to be with my friends. But I truly love it, and so if I didn't love it, like I really don't think like I would continue. So
So, given the rigorous schedule that you had to deal with your club sport in soccer, was there any point where you said, you know what, I wish I would have done a different sport that was a lot lighter for
mm,
my schedule?
um not exactly, I don't think, if anything. Because I also played basketball as well. I played basketball like my freshman year.
Okay.
And since I was like probably like 10, 12, I played like select with my friends. Um, my mom did enjoy watching me play basketball because it's like inside, because
Hmm.
soccer,
Yeah.
like it's very hot or very cold, rainy. But no, I always felt that no, soccer was my sport, and I always knew like throughout that whole time, like no, like soccer is my sport. Like I'm gonna play soccer. So
Did you ever get really good at basketball?
um, I was pretty good. Like not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good. If I took it more serious, because I just really did it for my friends and just for fun.
Hmm.
Um, but no, yeah, I was like a post, so I was like the tallest girl on the team,
Okay.
and but then freshman year, I had like we would go against teams and they would like be massive. Like they would be so tall and I'm like, there's no way I can do this. Like it's and I've never really imagined myself like playing in our court, like on varsity. I just never saw myself really like doing that. I'm like and the plays, like you had to memorize the plays and you know, but I enjoyed it though.
What was that memory that made you say, you know what, I prefer soccer over basketball?
Well, see, cause soccer, it was from the very beginning, and just how my family was like based around it too. It was just like, it really brought us closer together, cause, um, my brother, he would help me, he would like, give me tips on how to do this and how to do that. And they would like go watch me play like on my games, because there was a time where my dad was coaching all three of us. So my second oldest brother would play with my oldest brother, and then I had my team. So and we would basically go to the same tournaments, like little tournaments like in Granbury, like near Seamville area. Um so yeah, like our whole weekend would just be around soccer. So it's just very like the family part in it. So
Did you have any like sibling rivalries like with soccer? Because I know with
um
a lot of things like if one of the siblings playing and the other one is they're trying to see who's better. Do you ever like
oh
go against your brothers or?
yeah. So I would always try to say that I'm like faster than them or whatever. But they're definitely faster than me. But yeah, so my oldest brother, he was a defender. Um and then my dad actually started me as a defender as well. And it was funny because my second oldest one, he was younger and he was kind of like chunkier, but he would like score. Like he was like the forward of their team. So whenever I would see my brother score, I was like, well, I can't even score because I'm in defense. And it's very funny because I got on to my dad about that, like how he's like putting me in like defense. And I was like, I want to score, dad. Like, I want to, like, I'm the coach's daughter. You should put me up top. Like, I'm like the star of the player. That's how it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
And he's just like, no, he's like, I'm going to put you where I need you. Like, this is where we need you. So, like, whatever, like, be quiet.
Mhm.
But my mom, she was just like, really, Omar? Like, you need to put her as forward, It was just really funny.
She
But
put in a good word for you.
yeah, she was always backing me up about that. But yeah, so my brother, he tried to teach me how to slide tackle as well, and I've never been able to like learn how to do that ever. Like till this day, I still don't know how. But he would get on to me. Like he would get so mad at me because he was like, "Oh my gosh, Ansley, it's not that hard." But I'm just like, okay. But
Do your older brothers still play soccer?
no, they really. So my oldest brother, he just stopped after high school, and then my second one, my other one, he pursued football in high school. So yeah, So really, it was me that played after high school.
Did you in high school? Did you So you said you played for your dad.
Mhm.
Did you play for your dad in high school, like through his school, or is it like your select, or did you ever play for high school?
Yeah, I played for high school. He was my coach. He was just like my very first coach from like little tots and like two up to whenever I was like 10, 12 years old. And around that time, I want to say like in fourth grade, I went to this academy team up in Weatherford.
Mhm.
And so yeah, that was whenever, and that was very hard because my dad was like all who like all I knew as a coach. So leaving him, I just felt like devastated because I was like really
Mhm.
But no, yeah. So he was my coach up from the very start to like 12 years old. Then I went to the like other teams in the academy.
Yeah.
How long were you at the academy at Weatherford?
I was there for like a year, just 1 year, and then after that, we played against this team. And there was a few other girls from that team that went to the same school as me. Like they were from Steenville as well. And they played on that team. And the coach had seen me play and he was like, "Oh, like who's that? Like I would want her to come over here." So that's whenever I went to that club team.
Is that where you first learned that there was like a recruitment process, like with the sport of soccer?
Yeah, so it was funny because he like he was I was with that club for like 4 years. So that was like my first club, I wouldn't say. Like I claim that as my first club. Um but yeah, because they would always talk to me about like, "Oh, come join this team, come join this team. Like I think you'll really enjoy it, we can help each other out, whatever."
That must have been hard, like trying to like,
Yeah.
this is a better team, or this is the team people want me to go to, but this is the team I want to stay at because that's where I
Yeah.
basically growing up.
Yeah. So
It's a big adjustment.
yeah, it really is, and it was a farther drive
Mm.
as well. And at that time, like my parents were like, "Well, it's more money, But my dad, uh, he was like, "No, like we can do it. Like we want you to go, so we're gonna like let you go." So yeah, and then we play against them, and then I scored 2 goals on them. That was like the very first like game they lost, and I was like in defense, and that was like one of my best games. But the next day, like he like hits us up and like say like, "Oh, like we want you to come join," So I
You had
go.
to show, you had to prove yourself. You had to prove
Yeah.
yourself.
It's
So
like after you won the game, it's like, come over.
yeah. So yeah, that was a really good time, and then I ended up joining their team. So
Yeah, at Stephen High School, you won back-to-back district titles, correct?
yes.
How did y'all make that happen? Like, what made the team so successful, and like, what would you credit to being able to do that?
Yeah. So I feel like ever since like my freshman year, we've always been like a good team. We've always had that like chemistry with one another, and um but then again, like we're 4A, so it's like smaller. So it's not that big as a competition, but we definitely have like our rivals, and like there's always like that one team that we always go head to head with. But no, yeah, like our coach, he was very good. We actually got a new coach my junior year. So but um our team was very good. Like I had so there was like 4 girls, or no, there was like a couple more, I don't know, but that were in my grade. So ever since then, like we've always like played with each other or against each other, and we just had that good bond. Like, so I feel like in the team, like we had that good, like, you know, we
Mm-hmm.
had like good relationships with one another, and we enjoyed what we were doing. And so yeah, I think it was really from the team. And yeah, so.
Do you feel that the team's performance was impacted once you guys got a new coach?
Yeah, so it was he had a very different coaching style from our coach before. He was very like, I wouldn't say strict, but very like, this is the way he wanted it, so we had to do it that way,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mhm.
know? But I appreciate everything that he did though, because he taught me a lot, and he like opened my eyes a lot about the sport as well. And my freshman year, I had started playing midfield in the midfield, and sophomore year, I was like, so, but I really didn't understand like really the position, and he really made like he like taught me a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I'm very grateful for him. But everyone, they definitely everyone improved that year whenever he came.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big difference, I feel like, in everyone
What would you say is like your most memorable time during high school? Like,
during high school.
yeah, like did you ever have like times where you were traveling and then like there's y'all do something fun, or was there like a most memorable game that you like look back and like, oh, that was it, like right there?
I would probably say whenever we played against our rival team, which was Brownwood, um, we would always beat them. So, but it would be a very close game though. Like there was one time we had went to PKs like my freshman year, and it's just always been that rivalry between us. But definitely my senior year, um, we played against them, and we were struggling in the first half like a lot, and they're obviously a good side as well, but and it kind of would get messy. Like there would be some trash talk between the players, and like
Naturally.
yeah. So and they were very aggressive. We were also aggressive, and it was just a fun game. I love those type of games where you like really compete, and like
Mm-hmm.
you actually have to fight for like everything you do. So I would say that, and it was at their home turf, so it felt really good beating them, especially like it was my last time playing against them, and I was just like, yes, like I can beat them. Like all my 4 years I beat them. So yeah.
At what point did the recruiting process for college, did you first come to Nelson? Has Nelson been your college from the beginning?
Yes, yes.
At what point did the recruitment process for that start, and like how did that look and feel for you?
Yeah, so I was I was talking to like obviously like other colleges as well, but I only went on 2 visits. So that was like, I want to say all of it was my senior year. So I started pretty late, but so I go to like other schools and like visit whatever, and then I come here, and I really enjoyed it, and my parents had also came with me as well. So my mom, she was just very happy for me, and like I remember the car ride back home, like she like started crying because she was like, oh my gosh, like I love this school for you, it's like Christian based, and like you're gonna do such great things
Yeah.
here, and yeah. So ever since I came here, like I just wanted to come here. Like
Mm-hmm.
whenever I came from like on the visit, I was like, yeah, this is where I want to go. So.
What other schools were you considering before you said, you know what, I do feel that Nelson is the right place for my
Yeah.
career and for my education?
Yeah, so I was actually gonna go to like the JUCO route. It's cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably like have like more playing time, it's just freshman, sophomore. Um and uh yeah, I was like going to like goes to like JUCOs, or I was either like not gonna play at all and just stay home, because like Charleston State, it's where
Mm-hmm.
I'm from, and my mom also works there. So like I was debating on just like playing or not playing at all and just staying home to go to school there. But yeah, so it was probably just the JUCO route.
Dang. What if you could like give any advice like how to manage your recruitment like possibilities, or if you could give any advice to any like high schoolers now, or even like people younger than that, like how to start preparing for, you know, the route to try and become or try to get recruited for a college, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, definitely not wait till the last minute how I did, and just to like reach out to like schools, like just like send them, like just because you send them an email like doesn't mean you're gonna go there. You know what I mean? So just like keep your options open, make sure they have like your like major, what you want to do, and it's just based on like, cause it was either I was gonna come here or like be closer to home or go like out of state. And my mom did not want that, but it just depends on the person, but definitely just, you know, uh, be confident in your email and to just reach out to whoever and look into the school and be, yeah,
Was there any really hard moments of your recruiting process? Like, I know with some people that like they really have to fight to try and get to one
Yeah.
school, or they really have to try and really come to a decision. I know the decision for you is pretty easy. You just have choose which way you want to go. Was there any really hard moments in your recruitment process? I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in this situation.
Yeah, so because I was wanting to go back home to Tarleton, but like it just didn't work out. So I felt very like defeated in that whole time. Um but my mom like and my dad, they're just like, it's okay, like wherever you go, like we're gonna be happy for you, and I had that like encouragement and like them always by my side through the process, so it helped me out a lot. But yeah, so it was like really like in the time that if I wanted to go or not. So because my senior year I had got hurt in my knee, and it was my meniscus. I had like a tear. So, and that was like the beginning of my senior year, like my like the
Dang.
season.
Wow.
And I had went to like the doctors at home, or like I went to like another one to get a second opinion, and they said, well, like either you can do surgery or just do rehab. And that was like, I heard the word surgery and I just like freaked out. I was just like, there's no way, like there's no way. And it was like really hard because like I just didn't know what to expect, because they're like, well, surgery, like obviously like it'll repair it faster, and like surgery's really good, like it would help a lot. But then also I didn't want to be out for my whole senior year.
Yeah.
So either that or I would just do rehab for a couple months, make it stronger. But then again, like we're not sure if it would actually like make the like the situation
heal in time.
Yeah, like it won't heal. So at that time, like I was like, okay, well, if I do surgery, I'm not gonna play soccer, like I'm done, But I remember like my parents and I, like we would just like, they would just like pray for me and just like, they're like, Ansley, like this is just a storm, like you're gonna get through it, put your faith in God. Like he got you this far, like he's gonna, like he has big plans for you. And if it's not in soccer, like soccer's not everything, like it's not who you are in soccer, it's who you are in Christ. And you have to really understand that. And so I just kept reminding myself, like, like he got me this far, whatever he has planned for me, like I just need to trust in him, And so we go back to the doctor, and they say like, oh well, yeah, you can do surgery, or you can do rehab, whatever. And so we went the rehab route. So I was like, no, I don't want to do surgery. But like surgery, I mean, rehab was really good. After that, like I had like no pain at all. And they're like, wow, like that's pretty, like that's amazing how fast like you healed and like how fast you recovered. Like that's really like good, because I think it was only like 2 months I was out.
Dang.
And so my mom was like, that was all God. Like, he did a miracle in your life, and like that should really show you, like, like, you need to put your
Yeah.
faith in him. So
Amen.
yeah.
Was there any fear when you're like coming out of that and like stepping back onto the field again that like one wrong movement and is like going to start over again? Like how was the first time stepping back on the field after going through all this stuff?
Yeah, so it was a tournament. So I wasn't expecting to play all those games because it was like going to be my first games back.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still scared. But I was so like stubborn. I was like, no, I'm gonna play. Like, I'm back. I'm gonna play. Like, play me, whatever. And so there was times like I wouldn't like go full like 100% into the ball, or like for a 50-50 ball. Like, I was
Yeah.
like not wanting to do that. Or whenever I would like shoot, like I would rather just pass it than shoot it, because it was my left like knee. And yeah, and I realized like whenever I went back to playing, I wasn't able to play how I used to, like I took all that time off, and I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, or I couldn't execute it the way I wanted to. So I really like beat myself about that as well. So it was pretty hard. Yeah. So that's where like my confidence was just like going down,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh my goodness, like I just don't know what to do. But then like my coach, like he was like, it's okay, like don't be so hard on yourself, like you just got back, not everyone can say that they got back from an injury like 2 months,
Yeah.
like you're like being hard on yourself, like it's okay. And like my parents were like, you just keep on working. So my dad and I, like, he would like do extra practices with me and stuff. So after that, then I was like, yeah, just I need to take my time, not rush into things, and just like understand that, like it's not gonna happen like right away,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
So yeah.
Shortly after you recovered from your injury, did you change your playing style out in the field to avoid any injuries or adjust to whatever the game called for?
Yeah, so throughout all high school I was like attacking mid. So yeah, that's where I had to get like, you know, very smart of like my decisions on the field. Um, like with the passing and like just breaking lines, and um just like being creative in my playing style. So um I would take like I would take some time just like practicing with my dad and stuff. So he helped me a lot with that, and like club as well. I learned a lot from club. And so just adjusting to one playing style to another one, and just like focusing on what I'm good at and what I'm good at executing on the field. So I just put all that into, just like that.
Oh.
So
Transitioning to like more college now, it was a big jump from high school. Right? Probably
yeah.
a lot different. You have to like manage not only your own life now, living on campus and living on your own, but now you also have to manage classes that are also built into the sports, as well as just everything. Like how did that transition go for you? What was the hardest part? How did you manage the transition from going to just living at home and then going to practices and then living on your own, and now
Yeah.
having to manage a lot more?
Yeah, so again, I'm the first one from my family to go to college and like move out the house like at my age. So it was very hard, cuz just like being away from my family like that, like I've never been away from them
Yeah.
that like far and like on my own. So, but I wouldn't say I got like homesick, because I knew like, oh, they're gonna come to my games and stuff. But just like not being able to like, oh, like have dinner with them, and like I had my nieces, and like I love them like to death, and like just not being able to like, like either like play with them, or just
Yeah.
like little things like that.
Just be a
I
part
would
of their
get
life as they
sad.
grow up.
Yeah. So, um, but then like they would come to my games and stuff, and like I like how like our season's like in the fall, so I would always like see them, every weekend whenever we'd play. But other than that, I met very good people here. Like my best friends here. So they helped me out a lot. I was very busy in the fall semester, so I really didn't have time to I'll be sad about,
Yeah.
just in my own thoughts. But other than that, it went very well. I would say my freshman year was very good. I had a very good experience. The team was great. I built lifelong friends
Hmm.
here, and the school part, it was good too. Like my professors here are great.
Yeah.
They're so kind and sweet, and they would you know, do anything. Um, but yeah, so um, other than that, it was good. And my freshman season, we had a very good team. We went to nationals, and that was a very great experience to experience that my freshman year.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Did you get to play at all during that? Or I know you're a freshman, but did you ever get to play through that?
Yeah, so yeah, I did.
That's
So
cool.
it was really cool. Yeah, I
What
enjoyed it.
year did your freshman season take place?
Um, but place in conference or what?
For the
Oh,
tournament?
for the tournament. So for nationals, we went to the final for the
Hmm.
NCCAA. We went to the final, but then we lost. So it was, but just to say that you went to nationals your freshman year,
Yeah.
it was
That's
a
a big
big
deal.
It's an
accomplishment.
accomplishment.
Yeah. So.
It's like a big deal for me to say I go to a college that is number one in conference. It's like
Mhm.
that's even bigger for you to actually be on the team.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
being able to share those moments that saying I'm playing with this star team
Yeah.
and being part of these big moments.
Yeah, and it was in Florida. I love Florida. So. Yeah.
Were there any teammates that really helped you out, like when you first transitioned here to college, like with soccer or in general, like trying to adjust with
Yeah.
a college life?
Yeah. So yeah, I had my friend. Her name's Ale. I call her Pookie, but she's she's my best friend. She's my backbone. So, her and we had some international friends too. Uh, they graduated, so which was a bummer. But yeah, I had very good friends around me, and they they took me under their wing. Me, this little freshman. They were juniors, seniors, um I'm truly blessed to have people around me and just take me under their wing and just guide me and
Yeah.
help me through everything. And whenever I had bad game I practice, they'd be like, it's okay, they'll just encourage me and just always there for me. So I'm truly blessed about that. But yeah, so and other than that, my roommate at the time, I love her. She doesn't go here anymore, but we still keep in touch and everything. So my friends, yeah, we had a very good team, and everyone would talk to one another. There was
Yeah.
never bad blood between anyone.
Mhm.
So it was a very good team, very good season, very good people I met. So yeah, it was good.
What was the biggest difference from college to high school? I know that like living on your own now, that's a big difference, and
Hmm.
like more like on the sports side and how you manage your education outside of just that. What
Hmm.
would you say is the biggest difference from those two?
Difference. I would say, well, just living on your own
Mm.
and making decisions on your own, planning your day on your own,
Yeah.
finding your schedule, finding to have time to hang out with your friends, homework,
Time management.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and not having my mom tell me oh, you need to do this, you do this, so I was just wow, I'm actually living by myself, on my own, as an adult, I have to do this, do this, do this, and um but that time management was I'm pretty bad at procrastinating, I would say. So
Aren't we all?
yeah. So that and just yeah, not having my family there. But then again, my friends and everything, they would help me. They would be oh, come on, Nancy,
Yeah.
they'll hold me accountable. So yeah, just the people around me, they helped me out a lot. And so yeah.
That's really cool.
every team has a leader or has that person that pushes everyone past their
Mhm.
limits. Who do you feel out of the team, out of your teammates, that has helped you improve not only in your soccer, but also like with your academics or
Mhm.
with anything in your personal life?
Yeah. So I would say yeah, my friend Ale, and she she's like, I've done this before, like obviously I trust her because she was upperclassman. And freshman year, my other friends as well, they would like in practices, like they're like, come on, Ansley, like you got it, like I know you can do more. And they would just always like on the field, like I remember this one time, um, her name's Paula. She graduated, but I remember we were running on the track, and we had like workouts, whatever, and we had to make it in like I think a certain time or something like that. I don't know. But she was literally like behind me, like pushing me to go faster, like
Hmm.
she had her hand on my back, like just pushing me, like, come on, you got it, you got it. So just like that, like I feel like that's a good like visual representation, like for her, like, just encouraging me, like,
Yeah.
and also in life, like, not just in soccer, like, like, you got it, like, just pushing me. So, yeah, I had very, like, a lot of people hold me accountable. And, I would say, like, everyone, like, because obviously you want to do good for everyone, like, you don't want to be that one person.
Hmm.
So, and I would say, like, just again, like, just remembering, like, my parents, everything they sacrifice. Like, they motivate me to be like, they always say, like, I want you to be better, that like better than me,
Yeah.
and you've accomplished so much. So just that, and just like remembering them and their words, and the people around me, my coaches, um, they're great, so just the community I had, um, to help me. So,
What has been your most favorite moment, not only with soccer, but your life here in general in college?
mm, I would say, well, in college, we'll go into the national
Hmm.
tournament, and just meeting like my lifelong friends and relationships, and just being able to have like fulfill my, like, I have this opportunity here that I can like get a degree playing the sport I love, and like um so just like that, I just feel like I accomplished, a lot, and this is like what I've always wanted to do. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know if I answered your question,
No, no, you're good. Yeah.
but
Building off of that, and talking about your friends and how they support you and all that stuff. When it came to when you had your injury during the Oklahoma City
Mhm.
game, uh, how did you react to that? How did it like? What happened? How did that affect you? And how did your friends support you in the moment?
Yeah, so I was not expecting that at all, obviously, but that time, yeah, it was very hard on me because as soon as it happened during the game, I just knew like this is not good,
Mm-hmm.
like it was scary, but knowing that I had the people around me, and like they did a lot for me. So um so whenever that happened, and then I got my MRI, I went back to practice that day. Well, cuz they told me that like what it was, and they would say like you're going to have surgery.
Yeah.
Um I went back to practice, and I just like was just crying. It was so bad, and I was like, there's no way, like, why me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because that time in the season, like, how I said, like, I was playing, like, very good, I feel like, and, school was going good, relationships were going good, I was very confident, and just to come down to that, and in my season like that, and not play with like, my teammates, like,
Mm-hmm.
again,
Yeah.
not finishing out the season with them was very hard. Um, so whenever I had surgery, those 2 weeks after, I had stayed home, uh, with my family, So, because my mom, she's like, there's no way I'm letting you like recover at those 2 weeks that are very like crucial, and I need you
Yeah.
here. You know how moms are. So, but yeah. So during that time, like I remember, I like took my first like my brace off and my bandages off, and like I just like immediately just started crying because I just couldn't believe it. Like it was like so hard, and like how I couldn't even like walk. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be back into playing like that, like how I was
Yeah.
before, so it took a toll on me, it was very emotional those 2 weeks because I couldn't do like what I like wanted to do, I couldn't even do like get up and get my own like cup of water, like it was just like little things like that. I was like, there's no way. So but yeah, so then I came back, so my parents came and like helped me move back in and stuff, and they like all like talked to my friends like, you gotta take care of her, like she can't do the things that she wants to do, like she's very stubborn, but no, my family and my friends, they helped me through a lot, and they took care of me. They took very good care of me, and I'm like blessed that they did that because, you know, not many people can say that, they have those many friends to like take care of
Hmm.
them. And so yeah, so it was really good. My whole experience was my whole surgery, it went very smoothly. Uh my whole experience like after like now like with rehab, it's it's going good, and it's honestly happening faster than I expected
Yeah.
because I feel like the surgery, it happened in October, late October. Um I just felt like I had surgery and then like automatically like I'm here now.
Yeah.
So it's like going really smooth, and I think I'll be back like in April. Like that's like my 6 month
That's good.
mark. So yeah, so my whole like experience with that, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, like get surgery, like it's fun, whatever,
Yeah.
but I would say like my experience is very like I had a very good experience. And even though like I was like kind of beating myself down about it and just saying like, I don't know if I'll, like
Yeah.
I'll probably just go back home, not play anymore, and I just like kept on thinking like kind of like negative thoughts, cuz obviously like it like messes with your head, and like an injury is like kind of like the end of the world to an athlete.
Yeah.
And but just like how I said, like it's not everything, and you can't base your whole like life on that sport,
Yeah.
which it can create good opportunities and experiences for you, but just gotta like remember that like it's like soccer, your sport's not
Yeah.
gonna save you. God is,
I know
so.
you haven't completely gone all the way through your rehab and all in the you haven't
Mhm.
completely gone past the cert or the injury,
Mhm.
but from what you've experienced so far, can you say it's like how can you say that it's changed your view on your sport? Because I know with
Mhm.
people we've talked to in the past, they've gone injured and then they look at the sport differently. They look at it as they're thankful to still be playing and so on and so
Mhm.
forth. How would you say being injured not only once but now twice?
Mhm.
How would you say it's like influenced the way you not only view uh the the sport you play, but also the chance you get to play at the college?
Yeah. So like you don't realize till you have something till it's gone.
Yeah.
So um whenever like because I'm like sitting out like watching them play, so obviously whenever I got back from my first injury, um I I was like beating myself down to it, but then I picked myself back up, and then now it happens again like 2 years later, and it's just like a learning experience. Like I believe like God doesn't put you through situations that you can't handle, and it just makes you stronger. And just the way that I'm doing rehab now and stuff, um it just makes like my mind stronger. Like I have like a weird like a different mindset about it, and just looking at the sport like I play it for fun, and I play it for like the people around me and like for me as well, because it's what I love, and to glorify God as well, because He gave me the talent. So just to be grateful of like every second I have on the field, and because you just don't know when like something's gonna happen, or
Yeah.
like God can just take it right back to Him, um and like not get like blindsided by like the sport, because I know uh whatever athlete plays, like whatever their sport is, they can prioritize that and just focus on that. And I guess I would say that, yeah, like soccer was like in that time like everything. So I feel like God just, like, hey, like, I'm not saying like He wants like praying on your downfall,
Yeah.
but um
He's
like,
making you stronger.
yeah, it's making us stronger, and it kind of opens your eyes about like, hey, like your focus over here, like I need your focus back on me, so
Gives you clarity.
yeah, so
Mhm.
I just appreciate everything and how it went. Obviously it's heartbreaking that I couldn't play with like my friends for the one
Mhm.
last time.
Yeah.
Um, but looking back at it, it's just like a privilege to play the sport, especially at like this level as well. So I'm just very grateful, and so yeah.
Moving on here. Who would you say is the funniest person on your team, and what do you think makes them so charismatic or so funny that makes everyone laugh, even the
Um,
coaches?
let's see.
And you can't say yourself.
I was okay.
You don't count.
Well, besides me, I would say, I feel like everyone's funny in their own way, but I would say like, obviously, well, Coach Allen now. She's a coach now. She's pretty funny, and we have good jokes. And with our little group, whatever, we always have a good time. But the funniest on the team. It's really hard because I can't say myself, but I would say, could I say like a coach?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Coach Joel.
Okay.
Coach Joel is pretty funny. They're all funny. I love all of them. But he's always joking around.
Yeah.
He's like that bright energy, I
Is
feel
is
like.
España more like we got to get business done,
Yeah.
kind of to the
Yeah, but
point?
he has his moments too. He's funny. He's funny. And we like all eat at the calf, and like we have a good time, Like
Yeah.
I love how like they interact with their athletes, So we have a really good relationship. And Solario too, like I love her. She was here because she was like my assistant coach freshman year.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she was the one who like recruited me, and
That's really
so,
cool.
yeah, I
So
love
you
her.
get to stay with her for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
wild.
now she had a baby, so
That's
I can't
really
wait
That's
to
cool.
meet
awesome.
her.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Building on that, what would you say is your most memorable or crazy moment that you've had so far with your coaches and with your teammates?
Um, hmm. I would say maybe I'm just gonna say like back to Florida, how we all like jumped in the pool. Uh, we there was one time that the tournament in Florida, we were like, it was just like a girly trip because we're all girls, and we like all took a photo shoot like by the pool. We are all like, dressed up, so that was a really good time. And we went to the beach as well. But I would say for this season, I don't know. I feel like every moment was good.
That's
But
good.
yeah.
Did you guys ever, because travel games can be long, especially like a trip to Florida,
Oh
did you
yeah.
girls ever play any like pranks on each other, like on the
Oh
bus or like
yeah.
once you got to the hotel?
See, like on the way back home, like from long trips, we would always do karaoke. And
I love it.
it would be like the boys and the girls and like the coaches. And I remember like it was just so funny because everyone's just having a good time. And I would say like the karaoke, we would always just sing. And
Just for the fun of it, just to
yeah.
have fun
Yeah.
with the moment.
And our bus driver was really cool too.
Yeah.
So I love him.
Did the bus driver also get involved in the karaoke?
Well, he wouldn't, but he would play his own songs. Like he would like play like Michael Jackson. Like he had good taste in music. But yeah.
How would you describe the relationship you and your teammates have with the coaching staff? Because I know with a lot of teams, some teams it's just straight, just do the job, do your game, and that's it. And there's some teams are like it's more of like a family. How is your team and also your relationship with the coaches for your team?
Yeah, I would say we were a family, and we're all sisters, and we can go to anyone and talk about like anything that we're going through, because like I can go to like anyone on the team now and just like pour my heart out to them and like them, like encourage me, just be that helping hand with me. And I would say, yeah, like our team, we have a very good like very good chemistry, and we get along very well, and especially with the coaches as well. They are like open books,
Yeah.
so we can tell them anything, and I feel like they wouldn't try to like turn it around and like use it against us, And during practices are like great with them, because like you have like how I said, like Coach Joel, he's like the funny one. Espana's funny too, but he's like the more serious one, obviously. But
every team needs a serious coach.
Yeah, and Soloria was like she's like
you
the
need
mom.
the straight man.
Yeah, but it's like they balance it out very well. I can go up to them and say how I feel about a certain situation, and they would just like automatically like give me their feedback right away. And and we all have like our interests and stuff, and that we can just talk about like how I was talking about like last week with Coach Joel, like about like cleats, like the new cleats I want, like we have just like little stuff like that. It really does matter, and it really makes an impact on the athletes, because we have that good bond with them, and it really definitely helps the team a lot.
Yeah.
What are some things that you're looking ahead in your personal goals or in your team goals for the next season?
Yeah, so definitely I would love to win conference and then make it to the playoffs as well. We did make it to the playoffs, but we got knocked out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You still made it though.
Yeah. But yeah, just winning conference would be like, I want that ring.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's everyone's like dream.
I need that ring.
Yes, since I didn't get it last year.
Yeah.
But just overall, just like growing with each other, and just how I said, like we hold each other accountable in like everything, and and it's pretty cool how I can just like because we're all like followers of Christ, and we're trying to get closer with him, and just with our walk in faith, because it's pretty cool, because like how I can cry at the altar with them and with my teammates that I like met like last year, which I didn't have that feeling back at home with like my other friends, so I would say that especially building our relationship with the Lord, and that's an amazing like opportunity for everyone. And so I feel like that helps us as a team as well, how we have like that bond and how we can trust each other with anything. But yeah, so back to your question, I would love to have a ring.
No, that's good. Like, if you could go back and tell one thing to your high school self, what would that be?
Keep your head up and just put your trust in the Lord, and everything will be okay.
Where do you see yourself? Like, this is like going after college, and so on and so forth. Where do you see yourself going beyond that? Do you see yourself going like pro or like overseas? Do you see yourself playing? You're continuing to play soccer, or do you do you see yourself going in a different route?
Yeah, so that's always been my dream of like playing pro, and that's all what my parents and I talked about. and I would love to fulfill that. It's always back in my head, but then again, like, I don't know. I'm still at this like time where I either want to keep on pursuing it or just, you know,
Yeah.
pursue my degree.
What's
Cause
your degree?
kinesiology.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. It's a good
kinesiology.
field.
Yes, so I would love to, just work at that and fulfill that, and be like a physical therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And like how I've been around like the rehab and the therapy and stuff. Like I love it. Like I would love to be able to
Give back to what you've received. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have any like final shout outs for any teammates, coaches, family, and where can people follow you on social media?
Yeah. So shout out to my mom and dad, brothers, family back at home. My Pookie, my Shanti, Dali, Bao, Via, and who else? Who else? My boyfriend, Alex. I love him so much. He's been through there, my whole situation. He would help me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my coaches as well, Espana, Coach Joel, and Solorio. And yeah, social media, it's Instagram, Ansley Meza. So yeah.
Perfect. And I think one last final question. This is a controversial one. Do you like Nelson or Sagu better?
You can be perfectly honest.
Every time I talk about the school, I say Sagu. So Sagu.
Perfect.
It's the right answer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Of course.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.